God had promised Abram that he would become the father of many nations. But years passed, and his wife Sarai still had no child. Sarai grew tired of waiting. She had an Egyptian servant named Hagar, and she said to Abram, "The Lord has kept me from having children. Please take my servant. Maybe I can have children through her." Abram agreed. Hagar became Abram's wife, and she became pregnant. But when Hagar knew she was expecting a child, tension entered the house. Sarai felt hurt and jealous. She became harsh and cruel toward Hagar. The home became unbearable. Hagar felt unwanted. She felt blamed. She felt alone. So Hagar ran away. The desert encounter. God sees her. Hagar wandered into the wilderness, pregnant, tired, and afraid. She stopped by a spring of water in the desert. There, something unexpected happened. The angel of the Lord found her. God spoke first. "Hagar, servant of Sarai, where have you come from, and where are you going?" God called her by name. God knew who she was. God knew her story. Hagar answered, "I am running away from my mistress Sarai." The angel of the Lord said, "Go back and submit to her." Then God gave her a promise. "I will greatly multiply your descendants. They will be too many to count. You are pregnant, and will give birth to a son. You shall call his name Ishmael, because the Lord has heard your cry." God was telling her, "I have seen your suffering. I have heard your pain. Your child matters." Overwhelmed, Hagar said something that changed history, "You are the God who sees me." She named him El-Roi, the God who sees. Then Hagar returned. The birth of Ishmael. Hagar gave birth to a son. Abram named him Ishmael, just as God commanded. Abram was 86 years old when Ishmael was born. For a time, things were peaceful. But God's promise to Sarai was still not finished. God remembers Sarah. Years later, God visited Sarah. Her name had changed from Sarai. And just as he promised, Sarah became pregnant. She gave birth to a son and named him Isaac. Joy filled the house. But trouble soon returned. Hagar rejected again. As Isaac grew, Sarah noticed Ishmael mocking or laughing. Fear rose in her heart. She went to Abraham and said, "Send away this servant woman and her son. I do not want Ishmael to share in Isaac's inheritance." This broke Abraham's heart. Ishmael was his son too. But God said to Abraham, "Do not be distressed. I will also make Ishmael into a great nation, because he is your offspring." So Abraham obeyed God. Lost in the wilderness again. Abraham gave Hagar bread and a container of water and sent her away with Ishmael. They wandered into the desert of Beersheba. The water finished. Hagar knew death was close. She placed Ishmael under a bush and walked a short distance away. She could not bear to watch her son die. She lifted her voice and cried bitterly. God hears and sees again. God heard the boy crying. And the angel of God called out to Hagar from heaven, "What is wrong, Hagar? Do not be afraid. God has heard the boy crying where he lies." Then God opened her eyes. She saw a well of water. Hagar ran, filled the container, and gave her son water. God was with Ishmael as he grew. He lived in the desert, became strong, and later married an Egyptian woman. The message of the story. Hagar was a servant. Rejected. Mistreated. Sent away twice. But God never abandoned her. He saw her in the house. He saw her in the desert. He saw her tears. He saw her child. Final truth. When people reject you, God sees you. When you are pushed aside, God sees you. When you cry alone, God sees you. He is still El-Roi. The God who sees